Impact segment tonight. The Wall Street Journal is saying today that Nancy Pelosi health care reform proposal may be the worst piece of legislation since FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. As we mentioned, the Speaker's proposal runs about 2,000 pages, and the Congressional Budget Office now says only 2% of Americans under the age of 65 would even use the so-called public option government-run health care. Despite the low number, the Pelosi deal would cost more than $1 trillion. And with us now, Fox News business czar Neil Cavuto. You see him at 4 p.m. here on Fox News and at 6 p.m. on the Fox Business Channel. Is it the worst piece of legislation ever?
I don't know. I saw the article mentioned the Social Security Act and armistice packages and all that. I don't know. I wasn't around. I didn't look through them. This is pretty bad.
Is it pretty bad? So the Wall Street Journal, a big lead editorial today, and they run down why they think it's the worst piece of legislation since FDR's New Deal. But did you know I attended Harvard? I have a master's.
You've mentioned it once or twice.
Okay,
yes.
So you do know that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. I've driven by Harvard.
Right. You have to be a little intelligent to get into Harvard.
That's what they say.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what this is. I can't figure this out. All right. And I've tried. I have sat there and I've read and read and read. I don't know what the hell they're doing, Cavuto. I don't know. So why would I vote for something that I can't figure out? Why would I support it?
I step even further back on that, Bill. If your goal before you got into this mess was to insure everybody, and now you're saying 25 to 30 million people after 10 years won't be insured, then you can legitimately ask, why the hell did we go through this charade? Then if you're saying that half of it's going to be paid for savings, something the government has never done, all right, you can, hope always springs eternal. You could say that'll do it. And then you're going to pay for the other half, taxing the upper income folks and adding to the 39.6% top rate and making it 45%, then in one fell swoop, a big chunk of the money-producing part of this country is going to see their taxes go up by 1/3, and you expect that revenue to keep coming in from this same group? I don't know.
Okay, so you, Neil Cavuto, not an ideologue. You're not an ideologue,
no,
right?
No.
Okay, you're just a rampant capitalist. All right, you love the oil companies. You love all the exploiters.
See, here you go. No. I don't like exploiters. I believe in unfettered capitalism.
Okay,
which, by the way, was why I was against all these rescues last year under Republican president.
Unfettered capitalism. You don't want any oversight on these gangsters.
No. I'm not saying, no oversight. We have oversight.
But it didn't work.
Poorly administrated and poorly overseen.
All right, so you're not an ideologue. You're an unfettered capitalist guy. Why would any bill have to run 2,000 pages? Why would any
It doesn't need to be. Right. I think that...
Isn't it just done to confuse everybody?
Yes, it is. I would run it the length of one of those iPod or iPhone pamphlets. I would describe it all in that, or at least that would be my goal.
Give me bullet points at least.
Exactly. Give bullet points at least, and how you get from here to there, and what are the precautions you take if you don't get there, doing what you want to do now here. If you are assuming that you can get $500 billion in savings over 10 years, show me exactly how you're going to do that.
All right, let's get down to the folks, and that's really my concern. Many people are having trouble paying the insurance premium, and the insurance companies give a lot of people a hard time. Those are facts. So I want some kind of reform in the healthcare industry. Do you?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we agree on that. But this radically changes how our health care is delivered because the government takes it over. And then, as you just pointed out, it taxes the high earners and the wealthy to a 45%, which is a punishing taxation. That's punitive. And people will flee. They'll go to muni bonds. They'll do everything they can not to pay that. So you're going to have the chaos at that level. But I'm also worried about bankrupting the nation, like California's bankrupt.
Well, you're exactly right. We are bankrupt.
I think that's coming down.
My biggest worry here is, and I have been denied coverage in the past for physical problems, and you just have to shop around, look around, and rob Peter to pay Paul to find a way to do it. And I understand that problem that's associated with the insurance companies, Bill. My bigger argument is what you're doing going to improve that or make it better? There seems to be a view in Washington, bigger is better. The biggest is better.
It's not in
$1 trillion.
It's Pelosi and Reid and Obama.
But it's got to be $1 trillion. If it's only $800 billion, it's a disappointment.
They don't care how much it costs.
No, but that's the problem.
They don't care.
Tinkering around the areas that need addressing, like portability of coverage, guaranteed insurance for those that have their insurance taken away. These are addressable, doable, fixable issues. But we then have to start throwing in all this other stuff that makes it prohibitive.
Bottom line, is Obama a socialist? Does he want a socialistic economy here? Does he want to just wipe out the excesses of capitalism?
I don't know what he is. I don't know what he is. I do know this, and I think throwing labels around, socialist or communist or any of this, I don't go there. What I do see is this is not capitalist. This is not free market oriented. This is not something that makes a bad situation for a lot of folks better. When the end result is we're going to spend $1 trillion and still had so many uninsured, and you said that was your goal, and you're going to pay for it by hiking taxes on the rich and the rest with savings, and we've never seen demonstrable results from doing either in the past. New York should provide the best example of all. We hiked taxes on a lot of folks, and they got less revenue. Where does this lead?
All right, so you think it's a bad bill. Cavuto is against it.
Yes, it's an awful bill.
And Pelosi won't talk to you. She hates you, doesn't she?
No, and it bothers me as an Italian.
Right. All right. Neil Cavuto, everybody, directly ahead. Will there be an upset in New Jersey? Some polls say Republican challenger Chris Christie may defeat Democrat John Corzine for governor, despite President Obama's campaigning. And later, Reverend Wright. He's back again. There he is. You got to hear this tape. Coming up.